What's going on, gentlemen? Good to see everybody here today.
Morning, boys.
All right. Guys, I don't know what we should do. Should we freak out? Should we panic? What am I supposed to do? Oh no.
Don't panic.
Follow your plan.
Follow the plan.
Don't panic, Rich.
There it is, what he said.
Wait a minute. But I had a plan, but I didn't plan for this to happen. This was not part. My plan was to win. What am I supposed
plan. Number one rule of your plan is no expectations. You deal with facts, not feelings. Period.
JC, that sounds too hard, right? JC, how in the wide world of sports am I supposed to trade with no expectations?
Because you're dealing with math. You don't expect that 2 and 2 is 5. You don't feel that it might be 6. 2 and 2 is 4. And I was explaining to someone today, I said, think of this. We can't predict when the rocket is going to take off, when it's going to land. We can only tell you right now that it's pointing upward. There's your trend. I said, one thing I can make a statement for sure, it is pointing upward. Will it go 10 feet? Not sure. Will it go 20 feet? Not sure. Will it get to the moon? Not sure. But I can tell you that it's going upward. Now, we have contingencies in case it blows up. We have contingencies in case it falls down. We have contingencies in case it goes 20, 30, 40, 50 miles. We have contingencies for all that. But we can't have any expectations. So that's the way I explained it. I can tell you for sure the rocket is pointing upwards. Period.
Dude, that's a great analogy. I love that. JC, I'm totally going to steal that from you. I love it so much. That was great. JC, I know you say that like you feel like you're behind. You feel like you're not at the level of other guys. Bro, you are killing it. The last couple times I'm calling you, you have been sharp as a tack.
Because it's coming along, I'm still a little bit, I'm bringing up the rear. That's my job. I'm not in reconnaissance. I bring up the rear right now, I don't jump ahead. You got brilliant people here, everybody of all different levels. You got brilliance, and you have people who are doing well. I'm inspired by Ian, the improvement that he's made and stuff like that, and the successes that he's made. Everybody, Joe Paul, everybody. And of course, I'm impressed like hell at the genius of Deep Thought and David. That's like the Elon Musks of the group. So we have them all. So yeah, I'm a little bit behind, but I told you I'll get there. I'll get there because I'm part of a great team. Dude, and we have a great playbook. We have a great playbook. Learn the playbook, you'll be okay.
I agree. JC, you always consistently impress me. And there was a question in the chat from Melanie. Does Chris start a new outlier class every so often? That's the plan. We're going to do this over and over and over again because I am on a mission to see how many people we can teach how to trade successfully, right? I love this game. This is my game, right? This is like JC when he coaches new athletes at his gym, right? He doesn't do it once. That's his job. He teaches all kinds of athletes all these new skills and continues to do so. However, we do have some requirements. First, you have to be a gentleman and you have to be wearing glasses, right? We have no diversity around here. Absolute diversity is not okay. No, I'm just totally joking. I saw somebody leave a post that they were like, how about the next class, it should be all women? And I'm like, well, it's not like we did it on purpose. It just happened to be that way, right? We aren't going to discriminate against anybody. We want everybody to be successful in this. We just happen to all be men with glasses.
Yeah.
Joe, what's on your mind, dude?
Sounds like a rock band.
Men with glasses.
So you said this wasn't part of your plan, and I think you're referring to DT and its 5% loss. But I would almost say it was part of the plan, because what part of your plan is not risk management? Every piece of your plan is, okay, what's going to happen if this thing isn't the right stock? I'm going to get out. I know when I'm going to get out. I'm position sized correctly. I'm only buying long calls. Outlier told me to buy it. Like, at what point is part of your plan this thing's going to moon?
Yeah, I want to thank Joe for that, because he talked me off the ledge today. I had my plan. I was like, man, what's going on? He was like, hey, you got your plan. You did this. And I was like, And then it just sucks to lose. I don't like to lose money. I just like to lose money, period. I don't like to lose $1. But yeah, after he walked me through, here's what you did, so here's probably where you are, and I was like, yeah, it's exactly where I'm at. And so I want to thank Joe for being level-headed when I was.
Yeah.
That's
No,
what
you're
you
right.
I don't know. I wasn't crazy. I really wasn't on a ledge, in case you're wondering.
Well, I love this classroom setting, right? Because like we're all learning from each other. Like y'all's Discord alpha group, like you go all day on that. Like I actually enjoy popping into there and seeing how you guys are helping and coaching each other. That's awesome. Y'all are killing it.
You know,
speaking of killing it,
there was
go ahead.
a great lesson. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
It's a tough part on video. It's easy to cut people off. I apologize. I was just going to throw out there, we're talking about lessons and everything. Today was another fantastic lesson in not using automatic stop loss.
Oh,
4 of our 5
Yeah.
trades hit that half ATR and bounced right back up cash positive. But if anybody had gone out there and run automatic stop losses, because people are talking about this in the main chat, that, they're just going to start doing this. Man, you guys would have been taken out this morning in massive losses. Granted, we've got one that's going against us right now, but we got 4 out of 5 trades right now that were put on yesterday that are solid.
Yep.
Dave, to that exact point, like this morning when I logged in and saw all of them were down. In fact, I could probably find the message. Hold on. 3, 2, hang on. We're going to search in the Discord because I want to show you this real quick. Because after I finished the live stream, I looked over here and I was like, oh, geez, here we go. Where's it at? Okay, here we go. Prepare for Discord freakout because the stocks aren't going up vertically in 3, 2, 1. And then the rest of the day, it was exactly that. And to your point, a lot of them were already down, 2 or so percent, hit the half ATR stop loss where I was planning to get out. Like here, Oxy did it. SM did it. EQNR was down, but hadn't gotten that far down. Civi did it. So 3 out of 5 this morning would have been tripped off. You would have been super, not you, Dave, but you had that automatic stop loss triggered there. You would have been hella pissed. And about 20 minutes later, right? That is why I don't put any orders in the market, because you're just asking for trouble. You're asking for those headaches, those heartaches, right? But we do need to take care of a little business today, and that's part of the game. That is exactly part of the game. And I wanted to share real quick. I had mark to market all my trades a little bit ago. For those of you who aren't familiar with the financial term of mark to market, this means what is the market value of all these? If I were to liquidate everything right now, where would it be? And I was at 43% for the year. And I put this in the Discord and I said, you know what? Sometimes we get so wrapped up in the daily moves and even down to the 1-minute moves that we really need to take a step back and say, you know what? I am slightly in a drawdown from my all-time equity high peak, but I'm still up for the month. Like for the month, I have more money in my account in July than I did in June. So does that mean my plan doesn't work? No, I would actually say it's the opposite. I would say that my plan is working and it does account for losses. And that is the only way you will survive, is if you have a plan that accounts for losses. Elsewise, you're not going to win all your trades. And when you have a loser like this, you're going to be kicking and screaming and crying like an itty bitty baby boy or girl, versus somebody who's handling this professionally, handles way more money than you think of ever handling professionally. And like, I'm not even breaking a sweat, right? It's not that big a deal to take a loss, even a big loss, when it occasionally happens, right? So the one that we are talking about, one that everybody that we saw in the Discord this morning was upset about, was DT. Man, that is a big, ugly red candle. I don't know what happened with this. Did you guys see any news come out on DT today? I wasn't paying attention to it. And the Trading View, there's no news that came out today. So I have no idea why this happened. And you don't need to know why it happened. Just like I don't know why it was going up in the first place. Who cares? All that we can see is that it's not working today. And as JC was talking about earlier, the rocket ship was on the launch pad and it was ready to take off. All the boosters were firing. It's moving up, right? And then Elon Musk experienced this a couple times, right? It just blew up. Shit happens. Okay? So we got to move on from that. And that is why I set the expectation whenever I put on the trade to have these no expectations on the outcomes, right? We don't know where it's going to go. So we can't put a profit target. Like, imagine just for a moment, we entered the trade at 56.71 and we set our profit target $70. Well, okay, I didn't hit $70 yet, so I'm going to hold and hope and pray that it comes back to $70. A lot of people trade like that.
Yeah.
A lot of people trade like that.
I used to
Or
trade like
you can say, I don't have a profit target. I'm not going to emotionally anchor myself to anything. I'm just going to get out when one of my exit signals happens, which is happening today, and it's okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through a little bit of the lesson. And in about 10, 15 minutes or so, we're going to go make our moves to close the trades today. I didn't see anything that I need to put on, so I'm not going to even be looking at new trades today. And then we'll push forward. Now, today is a continuation from the lesson we did the other day, where we didn't get to finish it. We're actually going to go into paper trading accounts and execute trades. That is the plan today. The reason that we need to do that is we've talked about all the concepts of trading, but now we need to go into the execution stage of trading, right? We know the playbook. Now we got to go on the field and start practicing those plays together. So let's go do that right now. Let me introduce myself real quick. My name is Christopher Ewell. I've twice been awarded top 100 people in finance. I was mentored by 5 of the market wizards, the best traders of all time. I've been successfully trading since 2009, and this is where outliers like us save time, make money, and start winning with less risk together as a team. So go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. So today is a continuation from Tuesday. Hands-on, time to stocks. We're going to take turns doing this, and we are going to buy a stock and then sell the stock. We're going to buy a call option, sell the call option. We're going to buy a call option, roll the call option, and then sell the call option to close. Okay. Now we'll also do that with puts as well. But the point here is to get used to figuring out which buttons to push. Now, a lot of you guys, those of you watching, those of you in class, you've probably done this 100 times and it's nothing, right? And what's great about this is that I'm going to ask you if you have the ability to screen share your platform, I would like you to do it in your platform. The reason being is because, I use Tradeier here on the live stream, but people have all kinds of different brokers, And I don't have all those different kinds of brokers, but I know you guys have different ones. And so it'd be great for you to show me, if you can, buying and selling a stock in that broker. So Ian, do you have the ability to screen share from your side? I can't remember if you said you did or did not.
No, I don't think I do, but I use Moomoo and in Australia, and the paper trading platform is just garbage. Quite frankly, the live platform is okay, gives me everything I need, but the paper trading platform is rubbish.
Okay, no problem.
Wouldn't be any help to anybody who's interested in trying to use Moomoo.
That's okay. We'll go into my Tradeier account. We'll go to the paper trading right now. I have also found Tradeier's paper trading is clunky, and there are things that are in the paper trading on Tradeier that aren't in the live trading, and vice versa, that I'm a bit frustrated by. But Ian, I want you to try and coach me through this as best you can. Right? I know this is not your platform, so we'll have to work through it together. Okay? Is that fair?
Yep.
All right. So first, we need to buy a stock. Ian, what's your favorite stock out there? Any stock, doesn't matter.
Oh, Tesla.
You own a Tesla?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
I do not.
Not yet.
All right. So here from this screen, we are in the options chain. Now, I've shared this story before, but I think now is an appropriate time to do so, right? If you are new to trading and you landed on this, you might have had the exact same thought I did, which is, what do all of these numbers mean? I have no idea what all these numbers mean. I just want to make money. I can tell you exactly the moment I had that thought run through my mind. I have no idea what all these numbers mean. I just know I want to make money. So then I spent years learning how to trade options. But this is not what we're trying to do right here. We're trying to buy the stock. So when we go to the stock in Tradeier, it's down here. So I moved all of our handsome balding heads out of the way with glasses so that we could see this down here. All right. So looking at this, let's say that I want to buy some Tesla. Ian, how many Tesla stock shares do you want to buy?
I'll have 100, please.
100 for you, my friend. You got it.
Thank you.
So all we got to do is go down to quantity and type in 100. Now you can literally type in any number. You could say 6,700, right? It depends on how much capital you have at your broker, what your margin limits are, things like that. But here, the objective here is just to put on the trade. Now, Ian, what type of limit should we, or what type, damn it, I gave the answer right. What kind of order What kind of order do we want to put in on this?
We want to put a limit order, Chris, because we don't want to pay any more than we want to.
That's a great idea, Ian. I don't want to pay any more than I have to. So, Ian, the current price of Tesla is $310.19 according to paper trading, and I think it lags as well. So, what price should we put? If it's 310-ish, now it's 309.93. What price should we put it at?
Let's put it at 309. Oh, it's dropping. 309.50.
309.50.
Yep.
You got it, dude. All right, so 309.50. Delete all these extra zeros here. Now, which button am I clicking? Buy or sell?
I'm clicking the buy. The green.
Oh, good idea. Good idea. Boom. Let's see. Invalid parameter. Symbols required. Oh, I guess I didn't type Tesla. There we go. Let's click that again.
Now, Chris, this is buying a share of Tesla because you didn't click inside the options chain. Is that right?
Oh, that's a great question, and why I wanted to bring this up. You cannot buy a share, like an actual share of the company, in the options chain. There's no way to do that. If there is, tell me so I can do it.
Yeah.
But there's no way in the options chain to actually buy the Tesla shares, only the Tesla options. So you have to do it in a different area.
Yeah.
That's a really good question. Okay, clearly I messed something up. Let's just put this back at, Ian, what price did you say?
It was 309.50, but it's dropped to 309.25 now. So
No, it's okay. It's okay. For demonstration purposes, let's keep it there. 309.50. There we go. We have an order working right now to buy 100 shares of Tesla, limit order at 309.50. Now, with it showing right now 309.26, you think that the broker is going to say, okay, no big deal. We'll go buy it for you at 309.50, but we're going to pay 309.25 and keep the difference. Do you think that'll happen?
That's not fair.
It's not fair. So it's unlikely that'll happen.
No.
Could it happen? Yes. If you got a really shitty broker, they'll be glad to do that all day, every day.
Yeah.
But most brokers at least try to have some sort of dignity.
Yeah.
So we're not going to get filled on this.
No,
that's okay. Let's go to our orders page, and we see this one right here. Tesla. Buy. Oh, wait, was it filled?
Yep. Yeah.
It was filled actually at 309.29. So that's great. It actually filled us at a lower price than we wanted. So now you can go to portfolio. This is one I had from a while ago. You can go in your portfolio, and Ian, you can see you are now the proud owner of 100 shares of Tesla. It cost you $30,920 something dollars. Oh, there it is. $30,929. Outstanding work, Ian. But you know what? You're tired of it. You're tired of this Tesla, Ian. I gotta get out of here. What do I do next?
I'm gonna sell it.
Sell it. Okay.
Sell them.
Well, and here it's not the easiest to find. I'll be 100% honest with you. You have to click this lightning bolt here. You got to click the little Harry Potter button over here, and you have the choice of close at bid, close at mid, close at ask, or close market. Ian, I don't expect you to know.
Please.
I'm sorry. What'd you say?
I'll have a mid price, please.
Mid price is exactly what I would pick as well. Close at mid. Now, this could be filled instantly. I'm just letting you know, or we might have to sit and wait. Let's see what happens. Close at mid. We've got an order right here. Yep. The order is working to sell that same 100 shares back to zero. We can come over here to our orders here, and we can see it's still open. Now that mid price was 308.71 at the time.
Yeah.
So Ian, I'm not getting filled. Oh, there it goes right there.
Okay.
I was going to say, how do we deal with that? How do we deal with that?
Yeah.
We adjust the price. Yeah. If you can't get filled, just adjust the price. It's okay, right? There's lots of great stories about traders who have missed the trade of their lives because they didn't want to spend an extra 15 cents on the shares, 15 cents on the order, and then it happens to be the biggest trade of all time. There's a story in the Orange Book, the How to Make Money in Stocks book, where he talks about a turkey hunter, and the turkey hunter has his trap set up, and the turkeys start walking around, and they start coming in, and one turkey comes in. Then another turkey comes in, and then another turkey comes in, and then he's got 12 turkeys in there, and then he sees one off in the distance, and he's like, I'm just going to wait for number 13 to come in, right? And then number 12 leaves, number 11 leaves, Number 10 leaves. All the turkeys leave. And he's like, oh man, if I had just taken the opportunity, I could have had 12 turkeys right here, but now I have nothing. Don't let your trades turn into turkeys. Okay, don't let that happen. Okay, very good, Ian. So we bought and sold a stock. Wasn't that difficult, was it? No. I mean, a couple extra steps. If you're used to options, right? You got to go into a different area, right? We got to make the limit price and all that happen. But is it really that big a deal?
No.
No, it's as easy as shopping on Amazon, honestly. Or since we were talking about Teslas, as easy as buying a Tesla. Dude, when I bought my car, it was way easier than I expected. Like I went on there, I clicked the options I want, which are not very many. You know, it was click the performance model, click the color seats and the color paint, and it's like, you know, submit your order. $200 down payment right then, and then they go make your car. That's so easy. I loved that.
Weird.
Almost that same to buy actual Tesla versus Tesla stock. So Joe, can you share your screen? Joe, you're muted.
I could share my screen, but that'd be ThinkorSwim, and Dave wants that glory. So,
let's give it to Dave.
How about I go through Tradeier with you, because I haven't used it. That's kind of interesting.
Okay, fine. All right, fine.
Well, I'll do an option.
Okay, you'll take one option, Mr. Trebek. All right.
I want to look at DXCM because it was brought up in the chat.
DXCM. Okay. Yeah. Which option you want there, Joe? We got all kinds of options on sale today. 30% off. Anyone you want, only for you, my friend.
Well, could you just highlight the 75 and I'll talk about it for a second?
There you go.
So, the 75 is less than 250. 250s are our kind of starting point, right? What?
Wait, 250 what?
Open interest.
Open interest? What the heck is that?
Yeah, open interest is my likelihood to get out of it when I want to get out of it because somebody's willing to buy when I'm willing to sell.
Okay. So why 250? That's a weird number.
Well, I don't know why Chris came up with 250, but I can tell you I only plan to buy 25 contracts because I did my position sizing, and I'm looking at 110, and I know that's between 4 and 6 times what I'm willing to buy. So that's why I'm picking 75.
No, that's really good. Yeah, that's the rule of thumb that I had come across. I can't remember where it was that I learned it, but it was like, listen, you don't have to have thousands and thousands of contracts. You just want at least 4 to 6 times as many as you're trading available in open interest, because that means people want to trade with you. So great analysis so far, Joe. Why else do you want this one?
Well, because when you do a comparison between the ask price and the extrinsic price, it comes out to be less than 20%.
Wait, what does that mean? Ask price and extrinsic. Ask price? Did you say ask price? What kind of ask price are you talking about here?
Yeah. I usually call it the ask price, but I think this time it's the ask price.
Wait, but Joe, why do I want to look at ask prices?
Because the ask price is the most that you're going to be paying for it, even though you're going to try to get in for cheaper, just like we saw Ozzy do a minute ago. So the worst price you're going to have to pay is $12.50. And so if you compare the worst price of $12.50 to the extrinsic cost, you'll know how much is going to be eating away at you over time.
Okay, so what is the extrinsic cost? What is that for?
The extrinsic cost is the cost that's going to go to zero every time.
I don't want to pay for that.
Nah, I don't either. That's why I like to do less than 20% of my total cost into extrinsic.
But why does it go to zero, Joe?
Because extrinsic is the price you have to pay for time. See, when you buy a contract, you are saying, I think this stock is going to be worth $75 a share or more. And for you, within, what are we looking at, August 15th. Between now and August 15th, the price is going to be $75 or more per share on this stock. But you're buying time for that to be true. In this case, about a month.
Okay. So you were saying, what do I need to do? I need to divide the ask price by the what price?
The ask price. Yeah, let me get my calculation right. So it is the extrinsic price, so $1.99.
Okay, $1.99.
Divided by the ask, which is $12.50.
Oh, ask. Oh, my bad. I kept hearing ask price. Okay, very good. So it's 15.9%. Who cares? What does that even mean to me, Joe?
Well, the lower that number is, the less you're paying for time. So the less of the price you're putting into this is going to go to zero.
Are you saying the proportion of the options price that's going to decay against me is only 15.9%, and that the other 85% is the moneyness value of the option?
Yeah,
That's what he said.
That's what I heard.
Oh, very cool. This sounds like a leveraged investment there, Joe.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so which button am I clicking again?
Okay, I believe that you need to hit the bid on 1220. So click
Okay.
on the 1220.
If I hit the
No.
bid over here, we're going to have a very different trade than if we hit the ask price.
Yeah, okay, we better hit ask then.
Let's hit the ask price. All
So
right.
let's go back though. Click on that 1220 and let's see how I would know. How I would know is it's calling it a short call, and that's not what I want. I think the price is going to go up.
Well,
So
not
that's
only is
how
it
I
calling it a
know.
short call, but it's saying sell to open. In
Mhm.
outlier style of trading, we never sell to open. Can somebody tell me why? Not Joe. Somebody else tell me why we never sell to open. I'll give you a hint.
Isn't that a naked sale and your losses are unlimited?
Yes. And what do we call that, Paul?
Bad juju.
Yeah. The golden rule of trading.
You don't want to lose more than you can make.
There you go. Well said, Mikey Mike, the market maker. Yes. If we sell options, if we sell to open, that is a 100% opposite trade that we want to make. Okay. We are always buying to open, selling to close. It's just like when you go to the store and you're like, man, I could really use a DuckTales mug, right? You're going to buy that mug. And then when you're done with that mug, you can go sell it to somebody else, right? So let's not confuse anything. We are only always sticking with buy to open, sell to close. So I'm glad we had that little conversation on that side real quick. Let's go back over here. So we're not going to click the bid. We're going to click the what?
The ask. 1290.
The ask. There we go. Ask, not ask price. Man, I got to get that out of my head. Okay. Looking at this. So now we have a long call. Okay, that sounds cool. And we're going to buy to open. Am I right so far?
That looks good to me. We just need to change the quantity.
Ooh, how many are we going to get there, Joe?
My position size calculator says I want 25.
25 of them. Good thought. Good thought. Okay, cool. All right, so I'm going to buy it for what price?
I want to pay as little as possible, and it looks on the screen you'd be about $11.90. So maybe I'd go maybe $12.
$12. Well, $12 isn't very much there, Joe. I didn't realize I could trade with just a couple bucks in my pocket.
Well, the thing you have to remember is you're going to have to multiply that 12 times 100 because each purchase is 100 contracts.
Oh, wait a minute. 100 times $12. Okay. 100 times $12, and we're doing that 25 times?
Yeah.
Bro, we're putting up some big bucks over here then, huh? This is not a joke.
We are, but it's only 3% risk according to my position size calculator.
Ah, all right. So let's hit the send button. Wait. Do we need to change the... We need it to be a market order, right? We want to get filled right away, right?
No, we're going to try to get it as inexpensively as possible, so let's stick with the limit.
Okay. All right, cool. What about day? We hadn't covered this before.
I'm only wanting to stare at this for today. I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring, as we saw with DT, so I'm going to think, let's leave it at day. And
What's GTC? Do you know what GTC means?
Good till close.
Ooh,
so good
try. Good till canceled.
Oh, good till canceled.
Canceled. So you actually have to go in and mark that order to cancel the order. A day order will sit there and work until the end of the trading day today. GTC will work as long as you want it to. It'll get filled if it ever hits that price. Elsewise, you need to go in and hit the cancel. Good till canceled. There you go. Good answer there. We have not talked about that before. So let's hit send. Let's see what happens. 12 bucks. Let's go. Buy to open. 0 filled. Oh man, that sucks. Okay, let's go over here to.
What is that multiplier in the bottom right next to the limit, above the limit price?
I don't know. It's grayed out. I actually can't do anything with it. I honestly don't know what it's for. But let's go back over here. Okay. There's our DXCM calls. We're not getting filled there, Joe. What do we do next?
Let's try raising the price. I'm not sure how to do this in your platform.
It's just a little button right here.
Oh, there we go. So let's try like 12.10. It probably goes by 10-cent increments, right?
12.10? That sounds good. Let's hit the replace button and see what happens next. Did it work? Yes, it worked. It happened so quickly we didn't see it. 12.10. Still not filled yet. Joe, what are we going to do?
Oh, well, at this point, I would probably go and see what the chain looks like and see if it's, maybe it says, okay, so 11.90 to 12.90. So yeah, I would just try and go up another 10 or 20 cents probably.
Okay, let's try 12.30. That's 20 cents there. Hit the replace button.
I will say I have put out call purchases on my broker and let them sit for 20 minutes, and then sometimes I get really good fills when I do that. But
oh yeah, for sure.
You know, for this example, we don't necessarily need to.
Right. So in this case, let's just bump this up. Let's go 12.90 just to see what happens here. That's hitting all the way on that ask price. Hit replace and filled. Sweet. And we got filled at 12.90. Very cool. Now, Joe, we are the proud owners of this call option right here, which this is what drives me crazy. It should still stay green when it's there. I really do not like how it doesn't stay green. We just saw it green over there when it was an order, but it should be showing you that it's green, that you still have that order. But let's say, Joe, you know what? We go in our portfolio. We can see this DXCM call, but I'm tired of this call. This call's not working for me. What do I need to do?
I think you should find the Harry Potter icon and look for a sell to close.
Which button would I push? Close at bid, close at mid, or close at ask?
Let's see. We want as much as we can, so let's do bid.
Close at bid. Okay. Filled. Immediately filled. Why were we immediately filled there?
Why did we go on with bid?
Exactly. That was actually the right answer I was looking for, Mike.
Okay,
That's to the ask.
So we basically we bought it for the highest price we possibly could, and then we sold it back for the lowest price we possibly could. So we crossed that entire move from the bid and the ask. Now,
luckily it was only 10. Oh, it's $1 too.
It was $1. Yeah. That was a lot. That was a lot. Even Mark was like, "Wait a minute, what are we doing here? That's $1. That's way too much." It really is.
Yeah.
But
good job, Mark.
For the example here. So what did we learn from that? Right, Paul. Tell me, you got to watch all that. What did you learn from that?
Make sure you click the right button.
Good answer. It's a really good answer.
Don't click sell to open. If you have time, try to get the best price you can on the fill. Don't just immediately go in for the ask price if you're trying to buy something. Maybe go in at midpoint. I have myself had some trades where I was trying to buy and I was trying to be cheap for a nickel, and it kept climbing. I finally just quit because I'd missed it.
Yeah. And that goes back to the turkey analogy, right? If you don't take what you can, you're not going to get anything. So that was great. And actually, that was a perfect example of, learning why we go and paper trade through the platforms, figure out which button we push, right? Because we could have accidentally sold 25 calls and had a completely different outcome than buying the 25 calls. You may not even know it at the time when it's in your portfolio. You're just sitting there doing your thing. A couple days later, you look and you're like, whoa, that is not the way it's supposed to look, right? And then you go through and you're like, oh, I did the wrong trade. I've done it. You guys have probably done it. If you haven't done it yet, you might do it, right? That's why we're trying to teach these things. We're trying to talk about the execution behind it. Speaking of execution behind it, we need to go make some trades, right? I need to close the paper trading. I need to open the real life trading, and we need to make that happen real quick. So, give me a moment. Is Trader working? Yeah, there we go. Start live trading. Okay, we're back. Here. Trader's loading. Okay, so I put out my plan earlier today on what I was going to do. Taking a look at this, and where is it at? The trading room. I need these just highlighted. There it is. OVTLYR trading room. Down. So my plan was to look at DT with the close below 55.99, which we definitely have. Today has been a brutal day on this one, and that's okay. These kind of days happen, and we'll talk about that in a few minutes. And then it looks like DVN, I need to close at 34.05 or less, and it is 33.90 right now. It's 15 cents off of where I want to get out. If I look on the chart, it does potentially have some legs. So let's work through DT. And if this one doesn't come back in the next 3 minutes or so, which it's possible, we're talking, 14 cents, then I'm going to get out, and that's totally fine. Okay, so let's work through DT. Let's work through DT. So we bought the DT options. We bought the that expiration August 15th, 52.5 calls. August 15th, 52.5 calls on DT. Now, looking at it today, it's a vastly different outcome from where we were. Vastly different. You know what? That sucks, but it's also part of the game. So we need to close the DT 52.5 calls on August 15th. Right? Remember, there's lots of different expirations. I was looking at that a moment ago. I'm like, wait a minute, it shouldn't be down that low. Right? Look at the difference in price. $2.95 versus $1.10. I was looking at that like, did I F up that hard? No, not that hard. Okay. Looking at this, I need to go close this trade. No doubt, hands down, must do it right now. So I'm going to go try to close at mid price. That's where I'm going to start. 292. See if I can get closed here. Build at 292. Okay, I'm out of DT. I don't care what happens to DT at all ever again. Need to go in my other account. Close position, full position. We're at 292 again. I might get actually better than 292. Let's try 295. Build at
Are you
295.
operating underneath our pictures?
What's that? Oh, no, I do it on my other screen. I do all of my trading on the other screen. I really don't like the idea of putting all of my details out there, so I do it on the other screen so nobody can see it. So I am completely out of DT. Let's go talk about what that did to my portfolio here real quick. Okay, let me fill in details. DT, I got out at 292. And while that sucks, it's part of the game. 292. Now remember, I run a 7% risk. That is the most I want to lose in any single trade. Unfortunately, this one blew through that risk point, right? Absolutely killed it through that risk point. Yeah. This was on DT. And unfortunately, that happens, right? We can't control all of this. But for me, DT was a loser of 9.77%. That does hurt, but I'll survive. Let me go to... Daggone, I'm so lost on this today.
Chris, isn't it true that this could have happened if you own shares of DT outright and it fell overnight and woke up in the morning? It could have blown through your stop loss. So very, very similar activity to what we're seeing here.
Absolutely. Right. We can't control what it's going to do. And in fact, I want to work on a little bit of trading psychology here in just a moment, right? We cannot control what the trade is going to do. Absolutely nothing we can do about this. Let me move this over here. We close the 8:15, 52.5 call for 292. And it was closed below my half ATR. And in this case, that was a... Get the details over here. 50.46% loss. And that did a negative 9.77 account impact. Okay. Now, as you can see, I am a transparent real trader. Right? A lot of people would act like, wait, that never happened. I never told you to put on DT, right? I didn't take this loser. Yeah, I really did. And that's okay. In fact, hang on real quick. I think I deleted the name. Closed DT. There we go. So let's look at the next one here. and DV in. It's not gonna, I mean, it may in the next 9 minutes, but I'm not gonna sit here and wait on it. So I need to close DV in as well. DV in. After we close this, we're gonna shift gears and do a little trading psychology, and then we'll come back and work on some more of the executions. So DV in. Need to close the July 25th, 33 calls. July 25th, 33 calls right there. I need to close this one. Full position. I'm going to start at the mid price, which is around 140, 139. Put it at 139. I'm actually filled at 140, so I'm out of DN in one account. Let me close the other account. Close position full. And, oh man, now it's going up again. And close that. All right, that one's filled at 142. So I am now out of 2 trades today. DVN. Right. The reason I do that is so you can always follow back the paper trail of where we got in and where we got out. Trade number 2. Closed DVN. This was the 725. 33 calls. And fill price on my account was $1.40. It was below the half ATR. And when I filled that in on DVN, that brings it to a 33% loss. 3.03% loss. And that was a 1.77% account impact. Right. So here's the deal. I trade with a 7% limit. Right. The most I want to lose on any trade is 7% of my account. This one, unfortunately, in DT was greater than that. But you can see how big of an ugly candle that was. Right. We can't control that candle. But on DVN, right, it's right underneath my half ATR, my exit point, and it was down 1.77% overall. Right. So my net difference between the two is way less than a 7% average. What would that be? What would the average be between those two? 177 and 977. 5.77, right? So both of those on average combined came in at less than my account risk I was willing to take. Does everybody understand? Yeah. So even though that sucks, right? I'm still good. I'm not even stressed, not even a little bit. Because I know I'm still up for the year bigly. But we get so enamored into those little moves on a daily basis, even down to the candle moves, that people get so overwhelmed with. It's like, listen, take a step back, look at how you're doing for the year. If you're following my plan, you might be up 40, 60% or more, right? Yes, taking losses sucks, but it's also part of the game, right? There was a passage in Trading in the Zone that I took a picture of, which is the #1 trading psychology book out there. If you don't have it, you need to spend whatever it costs on Amazon to get it now, overnight. And there was a page 185, a passage on page 185. This sounds just like Chris, because this is how I trade, right? I objectively identify my edges, right? When I look for trades, I look for ones that set up for me. Number 2, I predefine the risk in every trade. How do I predefine the risk in every trade? I know my position size, and I know where I'm going to get out. Right? And sometimes it goes well beyond that point, unfortunately. But I'm not going to tell the market what it's going to do. Right? So this went beyond my exit point, and I got out. This went beyond my exit point, and I got out. Is there much of a difference between the two outcomes here? Right? No, because I follow my plan on both of them. One was greater than the other, and I can't control that part. Next, I completely, and this is where I think everyone breaks down in the Discord. I completely accept the risk, or I am willing to let go of the trade. Here's the thing. I know when I put my trade on, I am comfortable taking the risk. This is where I think most people break. They like the idea of trading 5% risk. They like the idea of trading 7% risk. But do they actually accept the risk? Unlikely. Super unlikely. I'm cool with that because I've done this. I have been beat over the head enough times where I'm not scared of taking losses. I've taken so many losses that they don't hurt anymore, right? My scars are too thick. You can't cut me anymore. I act on my edges without reservation or hesitation. That is not just entries, but that's also exits, right? Acting on the edge means following the plan with no reservation, no hesitation. I pay myself as the market makes money available to me. That doesn't mean cut your winners short, right? It doesn't mean to be scared and just take what you can get. You make, the market will make money to you and you use your exit plan to get out when that happens. I continually monitor my susceptibility for making errors. So that means I'm looking at myself in the mirror every day and saying, okay, well, I'm not actually doing this, but reflecting, personal awareness here. Can I actually follow this plan? Well, I think a lot of people in our Discord and a lot of people who follow what we talk about here freak out because they're like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can hold on to this, right? I don't know if I can take off my trade and just like this, like Steve's saying, now it just went above your stop loss. Oh no, man. Oh, maybe. Hold on. There's a slide I want to show. You probably know which one I'm thinking of, right? Maybe if I don't take it off today, in fact, I wanted to crop this. I was thinking about this earlier today. I can make it bigger. Maybe if I don't take it off, knowing that I should sell when it gets down to here, right? I bought it here and it's come down, but I know I should sell, but I'm scared to, because what if it turns around, right? I'm afraid that it might go back up without me. That's what's going to get you caught in those big, ugly down moves where you just regret every morning that you didn't follow your plan in the first place. Now, I lived through this for years. I would move my stop down, which is a cardinal rule of a cardinal sin of trading. Don't ever do that. I'd move my stop down. I'd give it another day. I'd have more and more justifications to say, well, it has to go up from here. It can't go down any further. And then this would continuously happen to me. So it's going to do what it's going to do. And at this point, when I'm out, it's going to do whatever it's going to do without me. And I understand the absolute necessity of these principles of consistent success, and therefore I never violate them. I never violate these rules, right? It's like Richard Dennis would say. Here, I always say you can publish the rules in a newspaper and nobody would follow them. The key is consistency and discipline. And going back to this, right? Could I hold these trades, hope and pray for tomorrow that they'll come back? Absolutely, I could. But why? Because I'm scared? Because I don't want my ego to get hurt? I don't want my itty bitty baby boy feelings to get hurt? No, that is unacceptable. You are a professional. This is not a hobby. A hobby is collecting things. A hobby is collecting Hot Wheels. A hobby is 3D printing, right? A hobby is something that you do that costs money. Being a professional fund manager, which you now all get to claim as on your resume, and I'll vouch for you, being a professional fund manager means doing what professionals do. And that means following your stinking plan. Win, lose, draw, whatever. You must follow your plan. Elsewise, you're nothing. You are just a person clicking buttons, right? I always say any monkey can trade stocks. Right? Any monkey can go up there and click a couple buttons. Only the professional traders understand that they have to have a set of rules and they must follow them. Like in Trading on the Zone, I understand the absolute necessity of these principles of consistent success, and therefore I will never violate them. There you go. There's our trading psychology of the day. I also took this little picture real quick. When you stop making trading errors, meaning you break your plan, and you begin trusting yourself, as your sense of self-trust increases, so will your sense of self-confidence. That's why when you see me trade, I'm not scared of anything. I am confident AF. Your sense of self-trust increases, so will your sense of self-confidence. The greater your confidence, the easier it will be to execute your trades. This right here is how Chris can act so flippant, which is totally exactly how I trade. I trade flippantly because I know what I'm doing. right? It's like a surgeon walking in, performing brain surgery. To you, the outside person, that looks incredibly difficult and complicated. But to the surgeon, he's like, I know exactly what I'm doing. And just go boop, 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 done. A couple stitches here and there, a couple slice and dice. That's it. It's the same in trading. It's the same in anything. It's the same that you have, whatever your profession is, doing that, right? Let's say that you, my sons and I were driving down the road today, and they had one lane blocked off because they were changing the street sign on one of the stoplights, like the giant street signs that's lit up from behind. And those dudes are probably badasses at working on street signs. If I tried to do that street sign work like those guys do, I would look like a fool. But they know exactly what they're doing, so they can do it in a flippant fashion, and it just comes so easy and natural to them. That is the way that you want to get to in your trading. That it comes so easy and so effortless. You can execute the winners just as easily as you can execute the losers. All right, enough of that.
Question: If
Yes, sir.
the big red candle, right? If you were sitting looking at your computer, perhaps you could have avoided some of that, correct? Because you would have acted sooner. Or no?
I don't know. I like the music in the background. Whoever that is. The big red candle is unavoidable in this case, JC. Right? Absolutely unavoidable.
It just
This happens, right? The only way this was avoidable is if you could see the future.
right.
And of course, if you had a plan to day trade this. I don't, and I didn't, and I don't stress on it.
So is that red candle from yesterday?
That's today. That's what happened.
It's today. I have a question.
Yeah.
On when I sold out on the DT, I just wondered if this means anything. It was 9 separate transactions went through to fill that. What's that mean?
That means you were trading with size, my friend. Dave knows. That means that means you're a big boy. You're putting on big trades.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's nothing to be afraid of.
I thought maybe it was like they're like, okay.
No, you heard me yesterday. I put on the biggest trade number of contracts I ever put on in one single trade yesterday.
Mhm.
And they need to find people to take the other end of the trade, right? It hits your price. It's starting to get filled, but it's like if you went to the store and you're like, I need 100 apples right now. Well, we don't have 100 apples, sir. Okay, I'm going to go to Kroger. I'm going to go to Albertsons. I'm going to go to this other grocery store, and I'm going to get all 100 of my apples. It's just going to take me a few more minutes. That's exactly what happened.
There you go. Learn something else.
There you go. That's what this is for, Mike.
I know.
Okay. So we're moved on from trading. We cut our losses. Screw those guys. Let's move on. The next plan is we bought a call. We sold a call. Let's roll a call. Now, I'm going to leave this to our professional in the room, Dave. Because Dave, I feel like, I see Brad over there trying to throw Paul under the bus.
No, I'm going for Dave.
The other direction. Your screen must look different than mine because Dave is way over there. Way over
must
there.
be flipped.
There you go. Yeah.
Dave.
Let's let Dave do this, right? So, Dave, can you screen share for us, my friend?
Absolutely.
Now, Brad, I showed that you could screw up and you don't get kicked out of the university.
Just got to make sure I've got dollars turned off on my live account. Okay.
All right, we're good, Dave?
We are good to go.
All right, I just shared it. So you are driving, my friend.
Okay, great. So I'm going to go through, I'm going to buy real quick because I didn't buy anything. And then for everybody at home, I am now running an on-demand since the market's closed, where everybody was paper trading in live accounts with the actual market. I've reset back to Monday right now at 7 a.m. Arizona time. So the market opened 30 minutes ago, according to my computer. So that's what we're going to do. Now, I like Rocket Lab. I like rockets. We were talking about JC's rocket ship earlier. So let's buy some Rocket Lab. Now, I use the OVTLYR script that I created for ThinkorSwim, just like Deep Thoughts for TradingView. I can tell you for my sample here, which is just a $100,000 account at 5%, just kind of a generic one, we need 13 contracts. So in ThinkorSwim, we're going to come up to the trade button up here, click on this. We're going
Dave,
to...
I have a request. This is itty bitty tiny on my side. Can you zoom in at all?
Oh, I don't know.
I know you have like the world's biggest monitor, but that may work against us in this case.
It might work against us. We just knock that down. Let's try. I am going. Can maybe you knock off the everybody on the bottom? Would that boost us up a bit? I don't know if I
No,
can zoom in
unfortunately
at all.
Dude, it is just like little yellow dots to me. I can't make out any single number or word.
Well, then let's change the look and feel. We're going to make the font size extra large and see what happens. There we go.
Oh, I can see that. Okay, let's roll.
There we go. This is now for blind people. So
Perfect.
what I did is I went from the a flexible grid over here. This is our OVTLYR template. It says I need 13 contracts. Now, it also, when we have it right now, it says what the half ATR is, the 1 ATR, the 2 ATR, how many recommended shares if we're going to buy shares, and then how many contracts we're doing options. So we'll come up to the trade tab up on top here. We'll click on that. And now let's go find one. So we're going to drop down here. I'm going to limit this down so I can see everything. So we're going to drop down here. Let's just use, well, I don't like that. Let's go down to the monthlies for August 15th. There we go. Now we got some good choices. So I'm going to do this quick. We're just going to pick, we're right in that 82 delta, the 78 delta, right in this range here, which would be the 29 or the 30 strike for this. The open interest for the 30 looks better. We're at 171 extrinsic value out of $8. So just back of the napkin math without getting the calculator out, that probably is about 18%, give or take. So I'm comfortable with this. We can go ahead and buy this one if we want. Now, just like the others, we're going to click on the ask column here. So I want to buy this, and it's going to give me this pop-up. Now, because I'm in on demand, I got a warning here saying, we're playing with paper money. So I'm going to kick this up to our 13, come across. This is a limit order, but I don't want to pay full price. I don't like paying full price. So if we slide down here, there's a little slider that gives us the mid price that splits the bid and the ask, and it will float around a little bit, but I would put it in at the mid price. Let's see if we can get a better fill on this. And from that, we'll go ahead and click send. We'll see if it executes, and it did. We have virtually bought 13 contracts at $7.98. So we got a better fill overall on this. But we also somebody mentioned a minute ago, maybe I want to buy shares instead. So we can come over here on the options tab. If you click the price up here, if you right click it, you have a choice to buy. Now, if we click buy, now all of a sudden I am in stock. I don't have an option. There's no strike. There's no expiration. I'm in stock, and I can change it to what I want. So let's just go buy 500 shares for this. Confirm and send. We'll send that off. Now, let's say we made a mistake and we clicked the bid mistakenly. ThinkorSwim pops it up as red. So you can tell we are selling this option, which we don't want to do. But it does give you some color changes to say, hey, are you sure you want to sell? So it's important to kind of think about when you're doing that. We're going to delete this, get rid of that. Now, the beauty of this is we're in on demand. So let's fast forward a couple hours here. I'm going to just click the fast forward button. Here we go. It's got data. So now we're going to go back to the monitor tab. And now we can look, we can expand this out and we can see what we bought. Now, I know a lot of trading platforms, you can get rid of profit loss open, profit loss day. I know, Chris, you recommend that strongly. ThinkorSwim disagrees with you, and there's no way to get rid of it. So we're kind of stuck with these tabs here. But we can see basically what has been going on in this option over the last 2 hours. And this one's gone up. So the 13 calls that we bought, they're now up $1,500. The 500 shares are up another 600 for a total of 2,100. Now, maybe it's time to roll. I don't know. We didn't mark out what the ATRs are, but let's say we want to roll the calls. We're going to come up here and we're just going to right click anywhere in here. Doesn't really matter. We're going to right click and we have some choices. We have create a closing order. I could just straight sell them. We can analyze. There's a whole separate analyze tab.
Wow.
Or we can create a rolling order. So we're going to click to create a rolling order now. Now, ThinkorSwim thinks your roll is always in time for the same strike. So this is something you have to do very positively. Go in and adjust that and say, no, I want to stay on August 15th, but I'm going to roll to the higher strike. And I'm going to roll it up. We're going to drop some things down here. Now, I have a window up here that's appeared. It would normally be a lot easier to see this, but I can't. But let's just say we want to go to the 31. Let's go just down to the 80 delta. It's 233, so it's pretty close overall. So we want the 31, the 31 strike. Now, I have a 57-cent credit here. Again, this is important. Don't ever roll if it's a debit. You want that to say credit. Always, always, always.
Dave, why is it red? Is that a problem?
No,
yeah, Dave,
it's
before
not.
you click it, I want to add something to it too. Go ahead first, though.
Okay. What I was just going to say is the red is not bad because we are selling a component of this. In this case, we're selling, but we have a credit coming in this roll. So we're okay there. And it automatically selects the midpoint anyway. So when we go through and do this on a roll, it's trying to get you the best possible fill. We go in and we click confirm and send, and this just gives you the details and, basically what your max loss would be in this position, if everything went sideways, all of that good stuff. And we're just going to send it. And we'll give it a moment and a moment. Maybe it's not there yet, so let's click monitor, and we're going to go to working orders up on top here. Now, this is probably a glitch that we're seeing in on-demand where it's sensing some low liquidity for some reason because our limit price is 57 cents, but it was just at 65. So it's trying to work through and figure out exactly where it can do that. But maybe we want to adjust it. Maybe we want to come in, we're going to click and cancel, replace the order, and let's drop it down to 47. Let's see if we can get a fill here. And maybe not. We may not be able to get the fill here. We'll let that soak for a minute and see what happens. But let's say I want to go ahead and sell my shares now. It's the same thing. I'm going to right click, create a closing order. I'm going to sell my shares. Again, I've got my sell box here. It's giving me the mid price and basically the split between the bid and the ask. And it's so tight right now, it's irrelevant. It's a penny wide. So we can pretty much just click either end and then send it. And the shares are now sold. So ThinkorSwim, I find it works really well going through and doing that. It will show your current position, that you're selling this, that you're buying this in the options table. So you can just kind of see where you are in all of that. But I think it works really well. It's just a little different than each of the platforms. Everybody has their own little unique quirks about them, but this seems to work pretty good. And that's pretty much it.
Awesome. Dave, I appreciate you doing that. I will say there's lots of different ways to do it. Like Dave was talking about right-clicking your order and then rolling it over like that. I want to show how to do something similar in Tradeier because I actually like to do it from the screen. So for example, let's say that I own the 30 calls right here. Now, what I would do if I own this, I've already clicked the ask button earlier to buy it. Now to close it, I go on that same strike, I just move over one to the bid button and click that. So I'm just clicking the bid button here, okay? That's going to sell to close the one on the same strike, okay? It's going to take off that order and start this order in relation to it. Now, where I want to roll it to, let's say I'm rolling from the 30 to the 32, just for examples here. I would be clicking the bid button to close this trade. And then just like we click the ask button to start to initiate the trade on the 30 strike, we would click the ask button again to initiate the 32 new trade right there. So in this one order, we'd be basically, it's going to say sell to close, which I can't do because I don't have an order there or an open position right there. It'd say sell to close and buy to open. So in one move, it's going to drop this one off and put this one in. And I personally like to do it this way so I can make sure I'm on the right strikes and everything versus going, you know, the right click and rolling like you were talking about. But that's what's neat about this. And that's why I wanted to share other screens, is that every broker is a little bit different.
Chris, does it remember the number of contracts you had on that?
Yes, by
Just
default,
trading
it'll
them.
default to the exact same number from your sell to close and to your buy to open. So there's lots of different ways you can do this. But overall, like, the objective doesn't change, right? We're moving from one strike to the next, right? And there's nothing else to do besides buy to open, sell to close. We're just doing 2 of them in a single order. Brad, you doing okay over there? Do we blow your mind?
No, actually, I use ThinkorSwim, but I use the web version.
Oh,
because the web version to me is a lot simpler and a lot more streamlined. I don't need all the bells and whistles like Dave does. It's just, plus what I grew up with. What I've traded with was, like, I would literally go onto Webull because that had a paper trading account. That's how I would look for the options and the prices, and then I would go over to my ThinkorSwim on the web, and that's actually has a really nice interface where it's pretty streamlined. You know, it's just one box to open, one box to close, one box to roll. You know, I mean, just one click to roll, and it's just a lot easier, especially if you have a lot of noise around you. It's a lot easier to concentrate in one little section rather than looking at the entire chart being puts and calls. For me,
that makes sense. Yeah, I like simple. In fact, years ago, I had a ThinkorSwim account. And I remember going into it, and remember how I said earlier, like, looking at the options chain where it's like, I don't know what all these numbers mean. I just want to make money. That's how I felt when I got into ThinkorSwim, which is, there's so much stuff in here. This is too confusing. All I want to see is an options chain.
Yeah.
Right. And that, there's nothing wrong with that, dude.
Yeah, and I still do that. Like, I've got the desktop version, and I've got Dave's scripts on there, and I'll open it up and I'll take a look, and then my head just starts to spark out, and I have to jump back on the onto the web version.
Yeah.
So, but Dave, I mean, it's the same. It's basically the same basic platform. It's just, you know, one's a little bit, you know.
Yeah. It truly is. The web version works great. It's been a long time since I've used it, just because I trade on the desktop. I do trade on the app, mainly to close positions. I very rarely open positions that I haven't already researched on the desktop here, just so I can really see everything and get the data.
Yeah.
But you know, ThinkorSwim, like TradingView, like Deep Thought, and we've got a lot of custom scripts. There's a lot of horsepower in the desktop versions. It's lacking in the web versions, but not everybody needs them. I've got some really cool analysis scripts running right now that are looking at very different things, doing deep dive analysis on a lot of the back end, what's really happening when the trading happens. For me, I love it. I'm a numbers guy. Give me a 10,000 line spreadsheet, and I'll go find the patterns in it. So I enjoy that level of data analysis, but it's not for everybody.
Right.
Well, guys, this has been a huge day today, right? We got to talk a lot about trading psychology. We got to do some execution here in the platform, right? We got to see a couple different platforms here. There's so much to learn with trading, right? There really is. It's not as easy as just go to Amazon, pick the shares off the shelf, put them in your Amazon cart, and Amazon Prime have them at the end of the day, right? It doesn't work like that. There's a lot of nuances that go into it, right? And so that's why we have as long of a class as we do, because in all reality, you guys know my plan. I share my PowerPoint out there, and I made a little short video for every single slide of that plan, which you can access for free here on YouTube. But there's a lot of nuances that go along with it, right? I can tell you what to do, but if you don't know what I'm talking about, even if I give you the rule book here, you're not going to know how to play, right? So I'm really proud of you guys. You all have come such a long way. And next week, what I would really like to do is learn from you, and I can share with you some of my my hacks as well of ways that you save time, right? We like to save time, make money, and start winning with less risk. There was a point in time where I traded everything from an iPad under my desk in about 10 minutes a day, which is why I named my company that was eventually sold to Outlier, 10minutestocktrader.com. Right. And I was all about how can I optimize this? How can I do this as fast as I possibly can? Because I only got a couple minutes a day before anybody notices, hey, why is Chris looking at something under his desk? What's he looking at down there? Right. This weird guy over there. So I want to make sure to learn from you guys next week how you have some time-saving hacks, and I'll try and share some with you as well. And of course, if you all are ready to save time, make money, and start winning with less risk, what should you do? What should you do? Well, you should click one of these 2 videos. Absolutely. That's perfect. Guys, thanks so much for coming to class today.
See y'all.
We'll talk soon.